Like lunchtime, only got her on time. Don't get respect, but I'ma die about mine. Swerver told me stop up in them for a flat line. Alright, let me stop. Hold on, bro. Wait. I'ma be fine. Hold on, bro. Wait. New setup vibes. That red light, bro. It's just like, it's beaming. I'm on it's beaming to y'all. I'm about to probably let them move it. Anymore. But it makes my room look really nice. Especially all this right here. It makes it like, even if I don't have the ring light on, it still looks very nice. So yeah, the ring light barely does anything, bro. You know, put it right here. Yeah, barely. Like that. Like that. My hands are ready. See that? I ate some, my fingers. Some chips. See that? One cup. Look. You really can't even tell the difference. Alright. So I woke up. I love Drake. I love Juice. Love all of them. Love, love, love. Number love, man. Number love. Number love. Alright. Attentive for you. Y'all can't really see. Somewhere between psychotic and iconic. Alright, I'm going to keep it like this. Let's do monthly. So monthly perspective. I can't concentrate with this music. Let's put this song in here. I like this one. Alright, so from a monthly perspective, we have that fair value up. We also have CRT forming here. You can see that there. But we are not moving. We are not moving. On the weekly perspective, we had the sweep. Now we're going up. Now we're inside of this candle's range. I did see something about how there was some CRT there. This soup right here, you can say that was a classified soup. Why does it always do that every time I do that? Okay, yeah. That's your classified soup there. Sweep, boom, boom. Now I'm gonna have it right here on the weekly perspective. This is the fair value gap that I was wanting to see the market retrace back up into to then reach for higher prices. We do still have our standard deviation targets up here, which we have again. We're expecting a retracement. Now we're gonna be aiming for, you know, the 122 to 132 K, you know, 122 to 132 K for another retracement, or if not, a full complete reversal, and then eventually, you know, the top is in, and then the market starts to eventually start to reverse, you know. But again, we were inside of the first target. Now we're gonna start moving higher, and a lot of people are gonna be like, they're gonna be very skeptical. Again, this is like the Nasdaq with the monthly standard deviation targets. It's pretty much the same. I won't lie to you. Whenever it's in, you know, this perspective right here, you can see that there, you know, we're getting closer and closer, but we did meet this first target right here. And we did have a good correction, you know, and then eventually we had a strong expansion. We had a strong correction. Now we're going back up. And it's really just the same thing, but from a monthly perspective, even though this one does take a little bit more, but it's going to be the same thing really on the weekly for BTC. So, you know, it's not much different that you can say what happened there. Let's see if we can go back. All right. So, yeah, really, that's all I'm really going to be expecting here. The most I would want to see, though, if we're unable to break above this high, is to come and sweep the low, reach into the fair value gap once more, and then have a strong reversal and buy the dip even more right here. I know a lot of people are going to be very skeptical, but again, we broke out of this candle's range, high and low. I need to get a new mouse, man. This thing's, look at that, keeps going right clicking. So, bro, every time I do this, I'm not even clicking anything. I swear, bro. Like, every time I left click, every time I do that, oh, it's really my shift. Yeah, it's really when I'm clicking shift to hold him at straight line. But yeah, every time, you know, here we swept both sides. We swept the low, and then we closed above the high. We are unable to do the same thing, though, in this candle right here. You can see we're unable to sweep the low and close above the high, you know, have a strong expansion as for right now. But again, we're going to be waiting. We're going to be waiting to see if that happens, and then eventually, you know, putting risk on. If we do come back, sweep the low, but if we close above, again, that's a strong continuation of a bull market. I don't know what's wrong with my sister. We do also have a fair value gap here that formed right here. This is going to be your inversion fair value gap there that formed. And you can see that there we also have our sell side relative equal lows. And then we have the buy side objective. You know, the buy side objective is clear. And then on the 4H, let's go to the 4H. 4H again, clear market maker buy model. Changing the state of delivery. Inverse CRT. We started to move up higher. Here in this scenario, since we made this inverse right here, or we basically did. I wouldn't really want to see the market, you know, disrespect this fair value gap and, you know, come back down all the way down here. Even though we can, I would really prefer to see at least a 50% be a means of where we would want to close and then eventually start to move up. I'm not saying we can't wick down there, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't want to see us close down here. I would want to see a strong expansion up, move higher on the 4-hour BTC there. So, yeah, it looks like a market maker buy model. Clear your standard deviation targets right there. Probably on the 2H, you can probably find it right here. Yep. Right here. To your 2H. Your breaker. Right then and there, you can see we're still yet to meet the first target. Maybe we come back, sweep these lows, reach into the fair value gap, and then eventually start to reach for that target and complete the market maker buy model. And then eventually reach for more targets, you know, for the final targets. So, yeah, I'm not really against this. You just got to be cautious. You know, we're on the 15. You're going to start to indicate the reversal. Maybe you form an inversion. Maybe you form a change in the state of delivery. Maybe you sweep these lows and you start to reverse. You know, it really all just depends on how the market is forming. Again, hard time frame, we're always going to be bullish right now. We can retrace up into this. I would want to see it hold as for right now. And then on the 4H, you know, holding this fair value gap, maintaining our form inside of it, inside of this all right here. This is all balanced at this point. There's no need for us to, you know, disrespect this. It's going to show weakness. I'd rather see it hold and then push up, you know, to the upside, reach for the buy side, complete the market maker buy model, and get out of this range, you know, and out of that weekly candles range, in between the low and high. You know, I want to see us either close above the high or come back down all the way and sweep the low. As of right now, I would prefer, again, closing above the high, having a strong continuation up, and that's all. For ETH, let's go to ETH. Ethereum has been a lot more bullish. And it's been one of those markets where a lot of people doubted it. You know, don't look at ETH, don't do this, don't do that, and that's why you don't want to listen to those type of people on social media. They were all, you know, talking about BTC, Sol, and they were doubting ETH. I don't know why. Everybody was, you know, close your ETH chart. Don't even look at ETH. ETH is horrible. Don't even look at it. You know, and then it starts to perform. Now, you know, they're switching up. They're doing this and that, you know, and you don't want to listen to other people's narrative or biases on the charts because it will, you know, have conflicting decision making with how you're viewing the market, you know, and I feel like that does hold you back a lot. You know, if you're always looking at other people's bias and narrative, and like you view the market differently. Like some people view it supply and demand, some people view it support and resistance, some people view it with ICT, some people view it CRT only, this, that, you know, and like there's different ways of viewing the market. But, you know, that doesn't mean you listen to what other people are saying, you know, like I've seen people doubt ETH. I've seen their charting analysis saying, you know, this right here is going to be resistance. We're not going to break above it. You know, we're going to drop and continue to the downside, ETH, you know, tops in and whatever. And that didn't happen, you know, or we have this bearish rally up, we're unable to break above it, blah, 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 you know, or we have this bearish order block, we're unable to break above the ETH, just boom, or we're chopping inside of this range, we're now getting out, and we're probably going to sweep the low and then eventually move higher. No. So it's very important to like listen to your own bias, determine for yourself. I feel like that gains the best, and you know, you gain the best intuition, you gain the best experience whenever you're doing these things. When you're learning for yourself, you know, like when you're journaling, when you're charting, when you're putting it down in a Notion page, and you're just learning for yourself. I think that's the best sort of way of learning. You know, like it's different knowing versus memorizing. You know, like you can memorize certain concepts, you can memorize how they work, but if you don't know how to use them, and like if you never actually put them into place or put them into play, you know, and like you actually use them and traded them, you don't know how to use them then. You know, you just memorize it from the chart patterns here, there, but if you never used it without, you know, a certain context and, you know, different time frames, you've experimented, then you know. But if you don't do that, then you don't know, you know. So it's simple as that. You know, you can't memorize certain things. Like you can memorize the 22 pattern, but you don't know if it's going to play out if you're simply trading chart patterns, you know, the 22 pattern, you know. it's not going to work out if you don't have narrative. So you got to know how to use a certain pattern and how to identify when it's high probability, so you just can't memorize certain patterns. It doesn't work. I've tried it. Can't memorize them. Of course, you can, do OTE, or you can mechanical. You can make a model mechanical, but it just won't have that same type of you'll feel limited. Of course, you'll win. You'll have a 60% win rate, 1 to 2. You'll win, but it just won't feel. It'll feel like you're capped. Your potential is limited. So that's kind of why. All right, so let's do this right here. Okay, so on ETH right now, let's go back up to the monthly. I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown on the monthly. Monthly, we made this inverse right here. See this up close candle right here, bearish order block, inverse. Even though we have yet to close above it, the mean threshold we already did. On the weekly time frame, we have CRT. So we swept the low, candle range low. Now we're reversing. Cool. We want to see that happen. BTC, we wanted to see that happen. We want to see the sweep of the low, but we never got that. ETH did. So what does that mean? SMT at the lows. And then on the daily time frame, we have this sell side imbalance, which is again, to me, perfectly fine. If we go to like a 3-day, we're probably gonna have a breaker. Nah, not really. But on the 1 day, we do have this sell side imbalance, which we can make it an inversion. If we close above, we make it an inversion. We don't have CRT like BTC, but doesn't matter. We did manipulate. We have SMT, and then eventually, we can target the buy side up there. And then on the 4H, again, what do we have here? Our standard deviation targets right there, where the market is guaranteed to, not really guaranteed, but since the only way you're able to really identify if it's guaranteed is if we sweep and you're using the higher time frame. I'm not saying, like if you go down to the 15-minute time frame and you see this, it's going to work. You got to have higher time frame narrative. I think if you have a weekly, daily, or monthly confluence, you'll most likely have the correct directional bias and premise of where it's going. Of course, that doesn't determine, like if you're going to reverse in a super deep premium or in a super deep discount, like that's kind of it's kind of more difficult to trade, but eventually once you do start to build that experience, you will eventually be able to determine, if it's going to hold or not. But once you have standard deviation targets, you've already manipulated, you've reversed, you had a change in the state of delivery, the market is likely to continue to the upside. Of course, you're going to have some pullbacks, retrace into these fair value gaps, and then eventually start to move up higher. But as long as you had that confirmation of that break in market structure, this order block confirmed, and an inversion, is very key and very likely that the market is going to continue to the upside. So here in this scenario, I do see this fair value gap getting inverse. Maybe we do come back down and retrace into this 4-hour fair value gap right there, and then eventually start to reverse. I feel like that can be a certain scenario where the market does happen. Comes back down and then eventually starts to reverse. Same thing with BTC. BTC has that 4-hour fair value gap, that 1-hour fair value gap, where you can retrace up into to then eventually start to move up higher. Here again, BTC doesn't really have that SIBI, but ETH does, and that's kind of why I like ETH right now. And it did manipulate more, so this one would be the one I would honestly want to trade more. And we also have more relative equal highs up here from all the way from March, and then eventually the new ones that we built up from last week. So yeah, I think that's a really good strong point of liquidity where the market is going to be gravitating to very soon. So yeah, let's go to BNB. BNB, oh, the Solana, I did put in my Discord. Monthly time frame bullish order block, weekly time frame, weekly fair value, which we never really retraced up into. Again, what do we have here? CRT, candle range low. Very, very nice to see CRT. I'm not gonna lie, back in my Discord, if we go back all the way back into my Discord, I would just trade CRT on the higher time frame premise, and the directional bias was always correct. Of course, the speed and the delivery wasn't the best. That's kind of why I've been trying to transition more into swing trading, because again, those are, it's less risk but more reward in my opinion, and it's just better, and it just, if you know how to have the directional bias correct majority of the time, it should be a lot easier in my opinion to swing trade rather than day trade. Even though day trading is of course easy too, but I just prefer swing trading because again, I got a job now. It's very hard to like actually stay on the charts glued. But if we go to my Discord right now, I'll be right back though. On your mom. Alright. Alright. I'm back. Again, so what do you think is happening, guys? Solana right now. What do you think is happening? What do you think is happening? It's playing out perfectly, guys. So yeah. Let's go put it in the Discord right now. Be like, yo, it's almost happening. Alright. Go back. Alright, so Solana again, guys. I'm recording. The people are seeing you. There's 500 people watching you right now. Come on. Yeah. Bro, hurry up. Just get out, bro. Like, there's 500 people watching you right now. They're roasting you, bro. Come on.
Just be quiet with the Ozo.
Alright. Alright. So again, Solana, we're talking about this in the Discord a while. I've been talking about it in the Discord how I wanted to see a Sibi get inverse. It's likely to happen very, very soon. Again, weekly time frame, we had that CRT low. Let me mark this out. Weekly time frame, we had the CRT sweep low. There's more advanced CRT. We also have a Prevalent up here, so we don't really need to reach down here, even though I would prefer to see that one. Because again, we already reached into the discount though too. That's another thing. So we sweep the low, form a breaker above here, and then we start to move up higher. We start to eventually use standard deviation targets to then eventually target around the 300 range. Very, very nice. Very, very sweet. I probably will be putting in more spot trades on the daily time frame if we do see that form. If we do see a BPR form, I'll probably have another limit order, probably 50% as soon as we make it inverse, and then another 50% at the BPR if we do retrace back down. And then eventually, if we don't reach back down, probably enter at the breaker, you know, as soon as we get a closure there. So that's pretty much really it for my Solana perspective there, you know. So once we do see that happen, I will be putting leverage and I will be risking a little bit more than usual because I do see a lot of performance for Solana because again we have more. We do have high resistance up here, but again, this is all low resistance up here, and then this is really the only high resistance area. And if we do form a breaker, I really see speed coming through. So yeah, monthly time frame, we're bullish here. Again, on the monthly, we don't really have much. We want to see a candle closure above there. On the weekly time frame, we have nothing. We're inside the candles range. This is like BTC all over, but we do have standard deviation targets up there on the weekly time frame here. As you can see, this little manipulation lag. We also can use this one, but I prefer to use that one. Really, it looks a little bit more clean. Doesn't look as much of a manipulation from when CZ went in jail, but you can use whichever one you like. I just prefer to use the one that's not too much, you know, not too much, but it will give me realistic targets, you know. So that's kind of what I like to use. I don't like to use the one that are kind of unrealistic. I like to use the ones that are realistic, you know. So again, here we have our external buy side and our external sell side, and again, this is going to be a little bit more gray because we have a SIBI there, but I do want to see it inverse. That's kind of why I was marking it out yellow, because I want to see it inverse. We have a BISI there we are holding. Again, this is going to be forming more of a breaker block if we do close above here, and I do see this one also reaching into the 800 mark, so I may put money into this one also. It just depends. If Solana, I just like Solana more because it did have that weekly manipulation, while this one really didn't, because again, we're stuck inside of a weekly range. And Solana already swept the low. It swept the low. That one looks better. Solana's on my watch list. Let's go put it on the watch list. It already is on the watch list. Let's put it up here near AVAX. Let's put Rune down here. Rune actually has been one coin that I've just not been really watching as much. Hey, let me go let my dog in. Okay, just let her. It's that red light therapy, boys. Can't I turn it down? I really can't turn it down, but I don't want to, bro. I really can't see it. Damn, bro. This stream is gonna be like my longest stream without even trying. Even the longest stream without even trying, bro. But yeah, we have 2 for belly ups. 1 busy, 1 Sibby. I want to see the, one of them get inversed. I want to see the external buy side objective be met, and then the external sell side objective not met. I want to see it left open because we did already manipulate there. Again, I would have preferred these lows to get swept from previous week low, but we never really saw that happen. So yeah. XRP to the moon. Everybody goes crazy for XRP. Weekly time frame. Sweep. Nice. What do we have? Sibby. What do we see? Maybe inversion form here, and we're not really against it. Because again, XRP has been one of those markets where everybody wants to see it perform. They're a bunch of just normies, like, let's go, XRP, let's go. But it's cool. It's cool. Crypto, one-on-one always be advanced for everybody. Won't always be advanced, but that's how it is in life, like not everything's gonna be as advanced as you want it to be. But yeah, let's move on from XRP because it's not too much on my plate there. All right, total monthly time frame, you can see we're just breaking all-time highs. We're pushing up higher for 2025, going into 2025, and we're just moving up higher. We had low resistance, ran right through it, and in this scenario, all you can do is just appreciate this greatness, the speed. Weekly time frame, we had a weekly Sibby, but now we have candle range low. Done. So we have the candle range low there on the daily time frame. We have already met that, so now we have relatively good lows right there. And then on the daily time frame, we also have that. Even though here we're inside of such a deep premium, in my opinion, I really wouldn't want to be long in these. I would prefer Solana. I would prefer, coins that are manipulating, sweeping lows, reaching back down to the discount for the weekly or monthly range or daily range to take longs. Like I wouldn't really want to be buying coins that are already at the premium, just from like strength wise, like BTC, thinking that it's going to continue going up to the moon. It's just my personal preference, but that's all you. Really the same thing. We're sweeping the low, forming for Sibby. Not much here different. Same thing. BTC dominance is holding the Sibby though. What does that tell me? That candle range low right there is informing. Maybe we do reach for those lows. Maybe we have all this low resistance be swept, cleared out. But yeah, we have met this right here. We have a break in market structure. What does that tell me? The market is likely to continue to the downside. BTC dominance is going to continue going down, but it's on the weekly basis. It's not going to be just straight down. It's going to be slowly chopping its way back down. And what does that mean? All coins are going to start moving up and up and up and up. And then the BTC top is going to form in a couple of weeks. We just don't know when. But yeah. And then Ethereum dominance. It's on the weekly. Why you have it on the monthly, brother? Come on. I swear, bro. I'll be doing it on my phone and work, but it's just so scuffy. Yeah, not much really. So ETH, again, moving down. What does that mean? Ethereum is performing. And Solana's not. So BISI got inversed. What does that mean? We have a change in the state of delivery also. So to me, that seems like we're likely to continue to the downside. Like really not showing strength anymore. Doesn't really want to continue to the upside here, especially on a weekly basis. That means top might be in. We might start moving lower. And it is what it is at this point. You have to accept it. Let's go to the monthly here on BTC. We're now really moving up. We did see CRT form though, but we are just inside of this candles range for this month. And then on the weekly time frame, we have a weekly BISI, weekly external buy side and sell side. I'm not too sure if we didn't really have an order block form there. On the daily though, we do have the Sibby, which is nice. So if we want to be bullish, reaching into the weekly PDRA, which we already have, and then eventually start targeting this right here, make it an inversion, which wouldn't be bad at all. So yeah. I feel like that would be kind of clean for ETH BTC. Sol BTC again moving down lower. more inside of a range right now. I won't lie to you. Right there, that one, and then this one right here. So yeah, not really against it either. Coming down and sweeping that low, reaching into this fairly gap, and then probably eventually starting to move up higher. I wouldn't really be against that either. And then on the weekly time frame, yeah, we have this candle's range low, which I do believe we got really close to sweeping, and I guess we will probably sweep it and then eventually start to reverse, but we already had this change in the state of delivery. So if we do retrace back up, I want to see if we are able to get above that order block, and if not, just continue back down to the downside and reach for more sell side liquidity to eventually indicate a reversal very, very soon. But as of right now, really just more inside of that monthly range. So probably whenever we sweep either one of these lows or high, this higher low, you know, probably then and there, I'm probably going to be looking for a reversal. To the meantime, I'm probably going to be trading inside of the range on the daily and weekly time frames. And yeah, we're back total. Let's go. Let's go to stable coins. Let's go to AVAX. So yeah, let's go to AVAX. This is a coin I've been buying spot, but as of right now, recently I think I want to get into Solana again, but just leverage, not spot. Again, I had a majority of my bag in spot. I still do. I still see a lot more higher potential for AVAX. Really, and again, BTC dominance is looking bearish. So, I think all coins are going to still perform. I think this is really it just isn't enough, for the top to be in, especially for the altcoins. They're just not even done. They're like getting started. Then I haven't even got started really, if I'm being truly honest. They're like still trying to catch up what BTC is doing, and then once it does top off, that's when they start, you know. So really hasn't started yet. You still got time. Don't rush the process. So on the monthly time frame, again, we want to see a candle closure above this monthly high from November to see if December is going to be bullish, which it probably will be, and then we're probably going to form a fair rally up. And then for the new year, we probably, you know, if we want to come back down, form the low of the year in January or February, come down, sweep that low for December. So then eventually, you know, retrace into this fair rally up to then eventually start to move up higher. I wouldn't be against that at all. Form CRT on the monthly time frame or something like that, you know. And then on the weekly time frame, again, had this strong liquidity sweep, or was it a liquidity sweep? No, what was it called? I think it was a liquidity. Nah, it was. I forgot what all these exchanges were calling it, but you know, something about liquidity being taken away, wiped out from certain exchanges. And yeah, you know, it was a monster event. But we had candle range low right there, sweeping the lows again, like Solana. I think Solana looked a lot better though. On the daily time frame, we never really reached these relatively good lows, even though it would be something we would have wanted to see. And then eventually we had a BISI, and we did make it an inversion. Now we have a SIBI, and now we're gonna be watching to see if we do make it an inversion, reach for these, you know, these highs up here, reach for the buy side. We did chop around for a little bit. Now we want to see, you know, since we did manipulate to eventually start to move up higher, if we are bullish in this scenario and complete the standard deviation targets. You know, we already met the first one, which again usually indicates a retracement depending on how we close. Usually if we wake into it, we usually have a reversal, but if we close inside, you know, the range, usually, you know, we're good bodies. Sometimes we get a retracement, sometimes we don't, depending on how bullish and bearish we are. In this scenario we did, which is a healthy correction, until then eventually start to move up higher, reach for these targets up here, the what is it, 70 72 mark, the 80 mark, which is nice to see. So yeah. And then on the 4-hour time frame, we really just have a market maker buy model again. You cannot continue to the upside forever. You're gonna have to have a retracement, a correction, whatever you want to call it, to sweep, take out low resistance, and reach into a discount and induce sellers, you know, and eventually start to reverse again. So yeah. In the bull market, you don't want to be buying the bearish, or in the bull market, you don't want to be bearish. You know, you don't want to be shorting for some reason. Well, I don't know why people short or why they have that bearish narrative or intention. It's dumb in my opinion. You don't ever want to be one of those, you know, bearish guys, you know, calling the top. It's dumb. It's not realistic in my opinion to be calling tops or bottoms in the market. You just really want to catch the meat of the move, which is like the move, you know, like the middle of the move. Why would you want to be catching the top or the complete reversal? Of course, intra price action, you know, inside of a range, you can catch the reversal inside of a range, but you can't simply catch the top and you can't catch the bottom unless you're an expert, unless you've been trading for like multiple years. But again, that does come with high risk. So it's going to take you multiple attempts, you know, and I don't know if you can stomach holding that trade for the top and the bottom, so that's all I'm gonna say when it comes to that topic. On the monthly time frame, again, external buy side and sell side. On the monthly time frame, we also had CRT form. We swept the previous month high. Now we're forming CRT right here on the weekly time frame by sweeping that low. This one, I think on the weekly does look a lot better than the monthly, because on the monthly we still got a lot of time, and it did seem nice to have all this big correction. But on TON, why on TON? We have to really ask that question. But yeah, just such a big fair value gap in my opinion. I'm still, again, every market looks like this, but some just look better than the others, and you're gonna have to be able to identify which ones are worthy to be trading. Like this one, I wouldn't really want to be trading this Cibi if it does get inverse. I think Solana still looks a lot better than all these other markets, but that's just my personal opinion. You can probably go find an altcoin that looks the same and looks a lot better than Solana, and on the weekly and the monthly time frame looks, and is at a key level. So yeah, maybe you want to be invested into that. And then here on near inversion meet threshold, we on the monthly we also had that CRT form, but I think we already reached 50%, so it isn't, no, we have not. So but that's even better if we don't, in my opinion. I think that's better sometimes if we don't reach, especially if we're like ideally bullish and bearish. So yeah. And then on the weekly time frame, again, we're formed CRT counter range low, and we have the standard deviation targets, again, healthy correction, which is at the standard deviation target. I think that's beautiful. And again, we probably will form a breaker if we do continue to the upside. This low is your breaker market structure low, which I'm going to mark out right now on the weekly time. This is on the daily time frame, like on a daily perspective, and you hold these trades for a certain amount of time, like you're going to be banking, like especially if you have low leverage but good amount of margin, you're probably going to be banking, bro. So can you check out Super is worthy, Super USDT, or what? Let's go look at it. I mean, we're straight bullish on Super right now. Let's go on the weekly perspective. So on the weekly, we do see this right here. Your market maker buy model low right there. Standard deviations. On the monthly, let's go look at the monthly time frame. Right here is your buy side objective, which we already met. So we're gonna mark it out a little bit gray. Let's put it a little bit darker. That. So we have the buy side objective met. We have the low in. And where's your standard consequent crush from the wick? Weekly time frame. Ideally, I don't know. I feel like we're way too deep into a premium. I feel like we're just way too high up. I usually don't buy markets that are super high up like this. I would prefer something that's inside of a range that is inside equilibrium. Or my mic is way too loud. Like it's something that's inside equilibrium, something that I know if I buy, it won't be like, if I buy up here, it won't matter, like if I buy here, we can still go up, but we can come back down a little bit, but eventually I know we're going to go up a lot. Instead of buying a coin where I buy all the way up here, I don't know how much higher we're going to go, but I know also that it can come all the way back down, so here in this scenario, we don't really have much confluences on the weekly. If I'm being truly honest, on the weekly, we only have really this bullish order block. And again, we didn't take out the previous week low. We took out the previous week high. We did retrace back up into the range on the daily time frame. We don't have any CRT here. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't be trading this, even though you can. It just doesn't look like the type of market I would want to trade. And then on the 12H, look at the 12H, nothing I would. Yeah, it doesn't really look nothing worthy, really, but this does right here. This little manipulation, that could be enough for you, in my opinion, for the 4H. You had a change in the state. This is I would classify it as a breaker, but it is an order block, but the manipulation does look nice. It's a bullish change in the state, does look nice. I won't lie to you. Probably would be something I would short-term trade to this target right here, which is around 24,482. I don't know if you can see that. 2024 is around here, around 2.4452. If you buy it, if you bought it right now, and that's kind of where I would ideally target for a nice 1 to 2. Maybe I would have my stop at this low where the manipulation occurred, for these two up close candles right around here, this right here, this low, and then I would be targeting up here, probably a 1 to 1, nice quick 1 to 1 in my opinion. But if you probably had like a lower time frame entry, it would be a lot better. Maybe on the 1H instead of the 4H. What is that, a 12H? No, that's not. It's a 4H rate. Yeah, it was a 4H. So yeah, maybe once this got inversed, or if we do get a BPR, maybe you can probably enter off of that. I wouldn't be against that either. Also, so yeah, maybe that could be entry. And then probably you're putting your stops down there, or you could put your stops. Or you can probably wait for, again, another confirmation. If you do retrace, you can probably wait for the 15-minute time frame to indicate you a reversal, forming another inversion, forming a change in the state, forming a breaker, maybe sweeping this low, closing above the high of the candle, taking off, and then that could be your entry, putting the stops at the low of the breaker, and then eventually targeting these up here. So yeah, there's multiple ways of trading this. In my opinion, I think we do move up higher, but again, it wouldn't be something I would be buying to hold for a long period of time. It would probably be 1 or 2 days in and out. For the trades I want to get into, like Solana, I would be buying, a good amount, if I'm being truly honest. Let's see. Where's Blowfin? Right there. So yeah. So in this scenario, look like this. On the weekly time frame, we sweep the low, reach back down into the discount of the range, have a fair value gap, and then eventually on the daily time frame or on the weekly time frame, we also had what candle range low. We swept the low multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like ideally where you want to see the reversal start to occur. Put the low in for the intra low, and then eventually making this inverse using the standard deviation targets like I was just talking about for your manipulation lag, forming a breaker here, closing above the body high, entering, targeting around the 292 range to the 362, and holding this trade for a long period of time. This is kind of what I would prefer. I would prefer this over that trade you were showing me, because again, we're all the way up here, and that trade or that market you were showing me, we're all the way up here already. We're forming a change in the state. Doesn't really look ideal. We don't have weekly, monthly confluences. It would be a short-term trade. I'll be in and out the same day, or the 1 or 2 days, and then eventually, trying to look for something that is more long-term. And again, I'm choosing quality over quantity whenever I'm trading, because again, I don't want to be in multiple markets taking multiple trades. I'd rather simply wait for one clean, good trade and put a good amount of money into that trade and just hold that trade. Have strong conviction, stomach the 20, 10 to 20% dips or corrections, but also hold for the 20 to 30% moves up. That's all. But again, just choosing quality over quantity is important at times. You don't simply want to be taking every trade, every market. That's kind of what I've been trying to do. As of recently, I've realized that I'm putting way too many markets on my watch list. Do I trade these markets? No. I don't trade the majority of these markets. Am I watching them? No. I'm not even charting them. So there's no point of trying to catch a runner, like using like a stock screener and like seeing which markets are, pumping up the most. It doesn't make sense. Use what you have on your watch list. Use what you're comfortable. Use what you're more familiar with, what you have experience with. Even though some markets move differently, at the end of the day, you want to familiarize yourself with a certain amount of markets and trade those only. You don't really need every single market to trade, especially in crypto. There's too many. Choose a sector. It could be AI, it could be gaming, it could be layer ones. It doesn't matter. Choose whatever market you feel comfortable with, whichever one you have the most narrative, the most bias with, and the strongest conviction with. Take that and just simply add it to your watch list. Have a watch list of like 1 to 10 markets and lock yourself in. Have the fundamentals too, like the dominance, the ETH BTC, Sol BTC, ETH, Sol or Sol ETH, and all that, and total, all that, others. Have all that, lock yourself in, stay grounded, stick with the fundamentals and the basics. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm watching for New Year. Sweeping the previous week low, daily time frame, daily SIBI. We can make this inverse, have a change in the state, target the buy setup here as of right now, and then eventually target all these range highs. That's kind of really it. This one has been more of a low resistance move up, and again, this is kind of why I had such a stronger correction compared to the other ones, because again, it's been building all this low resistance. So you should have anticipated at least 1 or 2 sweeps, which we did have 1, 2 right then and there. So then on the monthly time frame for Say has been one of those markets where like I wanted to see it perform like Sui, but it just didn't. It just never happened. But it's cool. I'm cool with it because you will find certain markets or other markets that will perform like this. You just really have to have a key understanding of the team and just like what that project brings to the community. Like what value does it attribute and the narrative behind it. So yeah. But here in this scenario, again, market make a buy model, clear as day. We had the standard deviation target met. Retracement was going to occur. You should have anticipated something like this, like a strong correction, and it did happen at what the standard deviation targets. Do I see, these being met? Of course. It just takes time. This is the weekly time frame that you're looking at. It's going to take months to complete. You can't simply rush the process, and that's why you want to continue to break down the chart using other time frames, lower time frames, and like just have a fractal perspective, but also have that macro perspective, and combine both of them and find good entries, find good trades, hold for a certain amount of time, and then eventually exit. You don't want to be in a trade while there's 20%, 30% dump. You want to take your profits, and you want to move to the sidelines when it's time. When it's not time, hold the trade, stomach the the dips, the corrections, but not these types. Not these types. Oh, my dog's barking. Bro, that light is game changer. It's a game changer. Makes my room look a lot more. My room used to be a lot darker. I won't lie. It's been like, it looks really, really dark. Now it looks really, really nice. I feel like it's a little too bright now. It looks a little too bright. My setup needs a little bit more touch. It's too plain to me. That's kind of what it feels like. Every time I come home, it feels like, I don't know. It feels like, that's kind of why I started buying the light. Weekly RSI are pretty much topped out on everything. The end is near, no pun intended. See, this is another thing. Like I was talking about earlier, guys. You can't listen to other people's advice. I know people that use indicators are profitable, but some people aren't. Your advice, weekly RSI, I'm not going to lie. I could care less what an indicator indicates. That's just simply how I feel. I'm so used to using these concepts. And if the top is in, I'll adapt. I'll take the shorts. I'll find a way to trade both sides of the market. That's what it means to be a trader. You have to be able to adapt to every single situation and to trade all sides, the market, but also identify your edge and your narrative left. So what you're trading in the direction you want to trade and why. But I don't believe the top is in. I think we still have a lot more room to go up. We have a lot more room, especially for the altcoins. I don't really see Bitcoin. I think we still have a little bit more juice left, probably a couple more months. ETH, we still have a lot more left, in my opinion. Sol, same thing really for Sol. But yeah, altcoins, we have a lot in the tank. I don't see the top. I give till March. I can't, bro. I can't. I don't think, especially with Trump coming back in office and he's pro crypto, I really don't see that happening, honestly, till March. I don't see March, bro. I probably see the whole year. I don't know, actually. March. When is March? The 3rd? Probably till the summertime. It'll probably start slowing down. Fall, we'll probably have another correction. And then around this time around next year, we'll probably continue. That's my personal opinion. I think we still go up even around this time next year. Probably BTC tops. And then ETH starts to move up. Or maybe we have a strong correction and then we start going back up. We create a new top. And then ETH tops. Altcoins start moving in 2 years. Honest personal opinion. Because again, we still have so much time, bro. I don't, especially with Trump coming back. And then the whole world, ETFs and BTC and Ethereum. I really don't see us anytime soon, bro. There's just so much money coming into it. So much money, so much eyes around the world. I know a lot of people are pro bearish, but I can't be right now. It's hard for me to be pro bearish or like pro top anytime soon. Has to be a couple years, in my opinion, that this market tops off. I'm not like pro bull, like where we continue to the moon. Of course we're gonna have corrections. Of course we're gonna have strong retracements, but I don't really see us having a top forming anytime soon. If I'm being real, if I'm being truly honest, especially with how everything is forming. But yeah, let's go back to say on the weekly time frame. We have that weekly BISI. We are sweeping the low, which is nice. We did have a key strong intermediate term low that's forming. This is kind of what I want to see the market form here. And then on the daily time frame, we are having that SIBI once more, like everything else. Every single market has this, bro. The markets repeat, but again, it's just determining which ones are worthy to trade and which ones are not. At the end of the day, so we have a strong SIBI there, buy side objective up here. And yeah, I think we do make this inverse, but it is a large one. I'd rather prefer against Solana. But yeah, that's pretty much really it. Let's go back, and we did manipulate. We probably will form a breaker and continue to the upside here like every other market. And yeah, the markets, once BTC, ETH, and so are moving like that, or XRP and BNB, like the top 5, they're moving up. Mainly BTC, everything else starts to move up, in my opinion. It's very hard for it to go the other direction. Of course, we may chop sometimes, but it's really just for the other altcoins. The main ones, top 100, usually are moving in the same direction as BTC for right now. Render, again, we want to see that close above on the monthly, indicating bullish price action. On the weekly time frame, again, CRT low. We didn't reach back up into that weekly BISI, even though I would have wanted it to have more of a manipulation there. But again, it is what it is at this point. And then on the daily time frame, we have a bearish BPR, but we're already above it. This one does look a lot more, how should I put it? It looks a lot more weird, in my opinion. I really wouldn't want to be trading this one, but I do. This is the thing about this one. It's like it's more risky. You can go up a lot more, especially with how it formed the breaker and how it manipulated so much. We can see it shoot up all the way up, or it can just like stall. It really just depends. That's kind of why I'm saying it's a little bit more risky. And it's just like one of those markets where, like, is it really worthy to trade? Like, is it really worthy? Is it worth it? Like, are you sure you're going to get the speed in the direction you want, or is the market going to simply stall around like this again? Even though we did manipulate, even though we probably will form a breaker here, it just really is, it's a little iffy to me, in my opinion. But again, that's the thing about this market. Either we stall or we move with such speed that you miss the move, and you miss like how much more of a percentage move would this be if we, right here, it's right there, around like a 40% move. It just depends. Again, the markets are always like this. They're all different. Either you miss a 40% move, or you hold this market for like 2 months, and it doesn't move at all. So yeah, that's kind of why render's like, it's a little iffy to me. Sui, again, what I want to say to be, but it just never lived up to it. Weekly time frame, bullish order block. Again, I haven't really been charting, been working too much. I'm not gonna lie, my schedule's scuffed, bro. I'm working 40 hours. It's a part-time, bro. What am I doing? I'm unable to trade. But I accepted this, and I came to the agreement that I had to. You gotta get that, that money to be able to invest. But yeah, here we have a bullish BPR. We manipulated, and then this is kind of what I see the other markets. Basically, this is what I see every other market doing, in my opinion. Just this right here, forming manipulating, forming the civvy, and then eventually starting to move up, forming the breaker, pushing up. Here, the ones that did sweep though, forming that strong breaker and having stronger delivery than this, in my honest opinion. And once it does form, it will likely be like, oh, the correction is over. Everybody's going up, being bullish, strong bullish, and just be ready to anticipate it. You're gonna have to be able to enter before the masses, or enter before all the euphoria's in, or enter before everybody's, like, oh, am I too early or am I too late? Enter at the right time. Don't enter too late. Don't be FOMO. Don't be FOMOing. Enter at the ideal area you wouldn't want to see the market, reach for, to then enter. Simple as that. Monthly time frame, we don't have much. Weekly time frame, we're inside of this weekly range. Again, that's not what I like. We did reach up into this right here, which is nice. We did have the bullish change in the state of delivery form. Now we have a new external sell side objective. And then on thanks for the insight. Good luck. Keep it up. Thank you, man. I got you, brother. I'll try to stream every other week, but I just don't know how often I'll stream, if I'm being truly honest. I'm a little busy right now. But I will update my Discord what trades I take on crypto when I'm swing trading on Blowfin. As of right now, don't have any futures capital, but everything is in spot, again, in AVAX. And I'm just gonna hold that, and then eventually once I'm done with this month really saving money, I'll probably start investing into it next month with futures, I think. Start swing trading. Actually, I think I might do it soon. If Solana makes that inverse, that fair value gap, I'm probably gonna put some money in there, put some futures money. Yeah, just trade it. Honestly, now we're not willing to wait all the way for like next month, bro. It's more opportunities, more time wasted. Again, change in the state, retrace, respect the fair value gap, CRT, boom. That could have been your trade idea right then and there. The market is always repeating. The market is always showing you, bro, these signs. Very, 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 very clear. What is this? Rune did not live up to my expectations. Monthly sweep. We're unable to close above every time. You can see them. We come back, what? Manipulate. One of those markets I had to delete from my watch list because it just wasn't giving me what I wanted. And sometimes the market is like that. The market won't give you what you want, and you're going to have to move on because there's other markets that are willing to give you what you want. And you're just going to have to simply accept it that, like this market doesn't want to give you what you want. Move on. And then on the daily time frame, we had a daily BISI, and then we also have this one right here. We have a daily SIBI there. We sweep the low, CRT low, boom. What can we form right there? Change in state, manipulation right here. This one would be nice to see form, but we're not guaranteed because again, this market is so choppy. It's inside of the range. Monthly candles never close above. It doesn't give you like a determined bias. It's slowly creeping its way up, building up high resistance, but it chops and ranges. It doesn't really give you what you want. Again, here, this one was ideal inverse, and you want to see the speed. You got it, break a market structure, but then you come all the way back down. There's no point of having that, if the market is going to do that. There's no point of trading it, even though you can. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. It's not worth it. Because, again, this is a balanced price range right here. From this low to this high. Again, the market delivered down and delivered back up. You don't want to see anything below the 50% get traded. Of course, we can wake up into it, but you don't want to see the lower quadrant, like this right here, get tapped up into. You can, reach inside of it a little bit, but again, it would be ideal to just stay in the upper quadrant, but it never happened. So that market is just not one that's worthy of trading, in my opinion. Moving on. Did I go to the monthly? Okay, yeah. This probably would be the last. Yeah, it's the last market. I'm gonna go over a little bit of memes, and then I'll probably call it a day there. I gotta go take a shower. What else am I gonna? I'm gonna take a shower. I gotta read. I gotta journal. I probably gotta meditate, and now I gotta study some notes. So yeah, pretty much really it. I haven't started on my IT certifications. I think I will next week. It's just this week. I'll probably do it tomorrow if I'm being truly honest. I'll probably buy the Google IT certification, start that one, get the basics, and then eventually probably do the Microsoft one, and then go to CompTIA. So that's probably my plan. Probably this month, really, I only want to do is Microsoft and Google. I'll probably start Google. I did say Wednesday. What is today? Tuesday? Today is Wednesday, so I'll probably start it tomorrow if I'm being truly honest. And then, yeah, that's pretty much really it. So yeah, monthly time frame inversion right there. Weekly time frame inverse right there. You can see we did retrace up into it, and then we started to move up higher again. This candle didn't sweep the previous week low. That's kind of why I'm not trading the markets that don't sweep, even though they are good. They're showing more strength than the ones that are manipulating. I just prefer to have that manipulation, especially reaching back down into more of a discount and equilibrium of the range. And it just gives you something more to work with, especially on the daily range, not the other one like the weekly. But I think it's still worth it to trade these if you know what you're doing, especially on the 4-hour time frame like this. But again, the other ones have that breaker forming. This one, not really. The other ones already have that breaker forming on the daily, especially with that SIBI. It's going to be inverse. You can have a BPR there. You can enter, and then eventually once the market takes off, it's worthy to hold to the standard deviation targets. So yeah, this one I do see us continuing up, but again, we're reaching that monthly high. So if this fair value gap doesn't form, or if it does and it doesn't hold, usually, would want to target the low, which would have to be this one right here, to then eventually reverse and continue to the upside. If we are bullish, but if not, breaking the structure, reaching for more lows. But I really don't see that happening, honestly. Let's go for some meme coins right now. The meme coin mania, monthly bullish high, sweep. This one right here, we never really reached back up into that area right there. What do we have here? Candle range low on a weekly perspective. I need to fix it where it's just like on a space, but we don't have that. And then on the daily, we had that right there. I haven't really updated the memes. I won't even lie. I have not updated these, man, at all. Again, really the same thing. We have a SIBI here. We have a breaker forming. If we close above, I see strong delivery to the upside. I may just put 100x leverage on this and hold it to the moon. I'm joking. Actually, I'm not joking. And then eventually we have a SIBI. If we make this inverse, again, strong bullishness. On the weekly time frame, we still have what, 3 days. So again, this can eventually what, reverse and become a green candle very, very soon. So you want to be ready, you want to be prepared. On a daily candle, we can see, you know, just a clear spike up. You can have a BPR form, retrace, and then eventually start to form that breaker. Use those standard deviation targets to eventually start targeting that and reach for higher prices there. So again, I'm not really against this. And yeah, I'm willing to put leverage on this, a good amount of risk also. So, but it's more of a swing trade, you know, it's more of a daily perspective that I'm willing to watch here rather than like a 4 hour and a 1 hour one. But I'm willing to enter on those time frames, but I'd rather just trade on the daily, enter on the daily, and just move on, or maybe the 4 hour. But yeah, Pepe, let's go to Pepe. Monthly, again, bullishness. I want to see us close above the monthly high up there. Weekly time frame, really not sweeping the low, even though the other one did. Again, this is kind of why I prefer to trade the other ones, because they're manipulating, and this one really isn't. We did respect that though. You can see that there. Standard deviation target, retrace. Now we're reaching for this one up here. Again, clear as day. We had another CRT. We had 2 CRTs form, basically double CRT. Whenever you usually see that happen, it's likely that the market would have a 3 drives pattern. So this is like your first drive, second drive, and it's your third drive, and usually on the third one you want to see the market start to reverse. And that happened here, so that's pretty funny to me. And then on this right here, this time frame, you can see that there, inversion. Why does it's my shift, really. I keep seeing my shift. I always keep thinking it's my daily, my right click, but it's not. It's my shift. Let's do this right here. So yeah, we have a 4 hour inversion fair value gap, which is getting respected. We also had that break in market structure. What do we have here? A 1H, or is it 2H? It's a 2H, right? It's a 2H breaker right then and there, and an inversion. So this is kind of what I want to see on the daily. So think of this as the daily on the other markets. You know, we have that SIBI, we sweep in. I want to see this get inverse, form the breaker, start to target higher prices, you know, and then eventually continue, take out the new all-time highs and continue to the upside. You know, that's kind of really what I want to see. But yeah, that's pretty much really it for Pepe. I think we still have a lot more room to go up higher. We can reach back up into this to then eventually start moving up higher. But since we did have that 3 drops pattern, I really don't see us coming back down much to sweep these lows. I really think we're gonna leave this one, you know, left alone. We probably can retrace into this fairly up to then eventually start moving up higher. If not, we're just probably gonna have a quick spike up, around 15% in the next coming days. So yeah. And then right here, Brett's monthly high met, sweeping the monthly high, forming a monthly fair value gap, monthly order block also created. So we're probably gonna mark this out. I don't know why I don't have it marked out. It's pretty prominent. We did retrace up into it. We did respect it. Weekly time frame, again, also on the weekly time frame, standard deviation targets. This one did surpass it. Honestly, I won't lie to you. I would, and let's use it. F it. I would use this right here if I'm being truly honest, because again, it did manipulate a lot. Usually when these, again, I really don't like using those because they're just such strong manipulations, and I don't know if the market is actually going to respect them. And you know, an honest case scenario, I'd probably use this one. It would be ideal, but it's just not big enough, you know. So I'd rather not use anything here. I'd rather go to the monthly, see if I can find anything. The monthly time frame, I would probably just use these 2 down close candles right here, right there, like that. And yeah, that's pretty much really it. Let's keep it on the monthly. I don't want to see it on the weekly or these time frames there. But yeah, here in this case scenario, you know, I want to see us at least close back above here. On the daily time frame, again, really the same thing we have here is a SIBI, extra on the buy side, extra on the sell side. We did reach back up into that weekly PD array though. So let's go to mark that out right now, which I forgot to change the color of. So yeah, let's mark this out. Weekly buy side imbalance, the blue one, which is nice. And then on the daily time frame, we also have this right here, which is your breaker market structure. But again, bearish order block, which will likely get inverse. Form a breaker, honestly, target the buy side up here, your new buy side objective. And we can probably use that manipulation. Again, these manipulations on these meme coins are crazy, bro. I really don't like using the standard deviation targets on these, if I'm being truly honest, because these are crazy. These are like wicks, ginormous wicks like this, bro. I don't trust them really, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much really it. Popcat, let's go to Popcat. Monthly time frame, sweeping the monthly low. This one does look really nice. I won't lie to you guys. I won't lie. This one looks tempting. I might get into it very, very soon. On the weekly time frame, we also have another weekly low getting swept right there. On the daily time frame, we're forming this right here. Probably going to form a breaker here. I won't lie to you guys. This one does look the most tempting, especially with how many CRTs it has. This one might be the best one, honestly, you know, and this would probably be your objective for now. And yeah, might put, you know, all my money into it and put leverage 100x and just hold to the moon. You know, honestly, on the weekly time frame, we also have this right here, your manipulation. We reach back up into it, retrace on the, you know, we probably reach up there now, especially with how bullish BTC is. We probably can't see this happening, but this is all high resistance, really. That's kind of why I would rather do Doge. Doge looks a little bit more better. A bonk, can't arrange high, can't arrange low right here. Let's see if this was the low for the can't arrange low. On the weekly time frame right there. On the daily, we also have this right here. So yeah, let's do this right here. On the daily right there. So yeah, we have a daily SIBI, have our external objective up there. If we do make this inverse again, these markets do look super clean, bro, and I might start investing into them. Standard deviation targets right there. And yeah, this one does look the best, honestly, if I'm being truly honest. Same thing with Popcat. Let's put these in there. Put them in the Discord so I don't forget. And yeah, bro, like these look really nice, really clean. I might start, you know, putting some leverage on them, especially on the daily time frame. So yeah, really worth it, honestly. Some of y'all are sleeping on these, bro. No cap. Let's put them into the Discord, baby. Before I go and take a shower and in stream. Let's go to Doge. Doge doesn't look bad. Pepe doesn't look bad either. But yeah, that's pretty much really it. I honestly don't want to have. I don't really want to trade with Floki mid, honestly. Shib, honestly mid. Same thing with Nero. Peanut doesn't look bad, honestly. I might look at it right now. I feel like it's just too new though, but maybe it does perform. Maybe we have this right here. Can range low right here. Again, TRT is like my bread and butter right now when it comes to these. I don't know why, but it's just bread and butter, honestly. If you're not using TRT, I think you're sleeping. You're sleeping on the beast. Sleeping on the beast, brother. It gives you a good bias. A good bias and a good directional premise of where the market is going to likely reverse. So yeah, brother. You're sleeping on it, brother. Let's go right here. It's going to be your weekly buy set objective. Meme coin mania, brothers. Meme coin mania. You don't want to sleep on it, brother. You don't want to sleep on it, brother. If we do get that inverse, though, I might. This might be the time, brother. So yeah, that's pretty much really it. Turbo mid. Turbo actually, whoa, performed finally, bro. This thing has been inside of this weekly Betsy for like weeks. Finally, holy shit. After it swept the range low, then it started to move up. Iconic. AF Mew, not really moving as much. And then Fog. What is Birch? Let's add Birch. I know I see a lot of hype about Birch USDC. Burt mid, honestly. So yeah, that's pretty much really it, guys. I'm gonna end stream here. I'm gonna put everything else into the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, join that freaking Discord right now. And then let's go back to these right here. Which ones was I looking at, brother? Kabibi, brother, Kabibi. Near, I think I was looking at near Ton, also AVAX. My dog is like going crazy. I gotta walk her right now too. Let me just chill though. Let's see, which ones was I looking at? Not this one. I think it was this one, right? Yeah, it was this one. Let's put this one in there. Let me put all these real quick before I go. This one also looks nice. Let's go to Say. Say also looks nice. Not bad, honestly. Because this one has a weekly buy set imbalance. This one does not look bad at all. This one does not look bad at all, brother. This one looks actually better than the other one. I think the meme coins look better, though. That's kind of crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy to say. I won't lie to you. So yeah, that's pretty much really it. I'm going to end stream here. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if not, I don't know what to tell you.